So today we will discuss what are the control structures in programming languages. Okay, what are the control structures in programming language? Control structures in the sense how the flow of the program. Okay, what is the how the program flows? Okay, that is actually called the control structures. Okay, so control structures are basically flow of the programs. So this topic is a generic topic, okay, irrespective of the programming languages. It is applicable for all the programming languages, not only Python. Okay. So as I said earlier, control structures are just a way to specify flow of control in a program. Okay. Then this control structure actually it helps, okay, to develop the algorithm or the code, okay, very easily. Even some algorithm is available, you can easily understand, okay, with the help of this control structures. This is again the redundant point. So it basically analyzes and chooses in which the direction of your program flows, okay, based on certain parameters and conditions. So based on certain parameters and conditions, okay, in which direction the program is flowing. So basically there are three different types of control structures. One is sequencing logic, second one is selection logic, third one is iteration logic. Sequencing, selection, iteration. Okay, this is applicable for any programming language. So first we will discuss sequential logic or sequential flow. Okay, so as the name indicates, the control of the program, the flow of the program is sequential in nature. Okay, so the computer will run your code in order. Say there are 10 lines. Okay, you have written a code for 10 lines. Okay, so first computer will read this, next it will read the second line, third line, fourth line, like that it will flow in the order. Okay, so at a time one line is executed from top to bottom. Okay, this is the direction, from top to bottom it will go. All the lines, even it is a big program, say 1000 line program or 10,000 line code, it will go in this direction, top to bottom approach. Okay, it will read all the lines, it won't skip any lines in between. This is sequential flow. As I said earlier, it will start at line 1, then execute line 2, then line 3, and so on. It reaches the last line of the program. It will go like this. Okay, it is also called straight line provided by the program. Okay, this is straight line provided by the program. The sequential logic, it is also referred. If you see most of the programming, okay, most of the programming it follows this particular pattern. Even complex problems, okay, you can use this particular sequential flow. Okay, this is some flow chart. You just see first module A is executed, then module B is executed, then module C is executed. I'm not, say for example, I'm not skipping module B. Okay, so I'm just going in the sequential order. Okay, A, B, C, D, like that it will go. Okay, this is the conventional conventional way of writing the program. Most of the programs, okay, it follows the sequential order. Second one is selection logic or conditional flow. Okay, as the name indicates, based on certain condition, I am going to select certain portion of the code. I'm not going to execute all the 100 lines. Okay, I'm not going to execute all the 1000 lines. Based on some condition, certain portion of the code is selected and executed. Remaining portion will not be executed. Okay. Okay. This is the explanation. Sometimes you only want some lines of the code to be run only if the condition is met. Otherwise, okay, you just ignore. Okay, then you just jump from that particular part. Okay, For example, okay, you might have heard about uh, if conditions, if statements. This is there in many programming languages, C, in MATLAB, in Python, it is there. Say for example, if I have given certain condition, if the condition is met, I am going to execute fourth line, fifth line, sixth line. Otherwise, okay, if the condition is not met, I am going to skip these lines. I am going to execute, okay, 7, 8, something like this, some other part of the program. Okay, so based on certain condition, I am going to select certain portion of the code. Okay, mostly I'll be using in order to use this flow, I am going to use if statement, if else, okay, statements. Again, this selection logic, there are three different selection logic. Okay, only one alternative, which is called single alternative. Second one is double alternative. Okay, there are two alternatives, then multiple alternatives. Okay, in selection logic, there are three different types of structures. One is single alternative structure, second one is double alternative structure, third one is multiple alternatives. Okay, we'll discuss one by one. Okay, single alternative, this is the generalized form. Okay, if statement I'm just using, if the condition is met, okay, if the condition is met, there is only one alternative, I am going to execute this module, there is no other alternative. Okay, so if, and this is the end of the if structure. Okay, only one alternative is there, that one alternative also I am going to execute if certain condition is met, otherwise I am not going to execute. Okay, this is the simple pseudocode. Then double alternative. Okay, there are two alternatives. If the condition is met, I am going to execute one alternative. Okay, if it is not met, I am going to execute the second one. So obviously in the if statement, I will have the another part called else. Okay, you just see, if the condition is met, I am going to execute module A, otherwise I am going to execute module B. Okay, so end of if structure, this is the pseudocode. I can give one example. If you go for post office, okay, you want to open some saving scheme. As per the government norms, if the age is greater than 60, greater than or equal to 60, they are called senior citizen. Okay, so the interest rate for the senior citizens are high. Okay, whereas for other people the interest rate is low. Say for example, senior citizens, okay, the post office is giving 8% interest, whereas for other people they are giving 5% interest. Okay, so I'm going to write a program. Okay, if I'm going to get age of that particular person. Okay, using input I'm going to get age of the particular person. If age is greater than or equal to 60, okay, interest rate, okay, interest rate is 8%. Otherwise I have another alternative. Otherwise, for all the other people, interest rate is 5. Okay, for if else end. Python we are not going to use end, but in MATLAB end is there. Instead of Python we are going to discuss indentation concept, that I will be discussing in the coming weeks. Okay, so this is a very simple example. Another example, say for example in VAT, if you score 50%, okay, if you score 50 and above, that is called pass. So I am going to get marks from each and every student. Okay, using input I am just getting the marks. If the mark, okay, if the mark of the particular subject, okay, is greater than or equal to 50, I am going to print that in that particular subject is pass. Otherwise I am going to print that is fail. Okay, there are only two alternatives, either pass or fail. So in such cases I am going for double alternative. Okay, then multiple alternatives. Okay, there are multiple alternatives available, so I am not going to use only if and else alone. Okay, for the first one I am going to use if, for the last one I am going to use else. Okay, in between I am going to use else if. Okay, in Python it is elif. We'll discuss. In general it is else if. So there are many alternatives available. Accordingly I'm going to use multiple okay, if, else if, finally else. You just see, if the condition is met. Okay, if the condition A is met, I'm going to execute module A. If the condition B is met, I'm going to execute module B. Like this it will go. Finally, okay, last one, if condition n is met, I'm going to execute module n. Okay, end of if structure. Okay, I can give one example for this. Say for example, as per VAT, say in this Python course, okay, in this lab course, you have the final marks. Okay, if the mark is greater than or equal to 90, you will be awarded yes grade. If your mark is okay from 81, or let me take from 80 to 89, you are going to get A grade. Okay, then from 70 to 79, B grade. Okay, like this, less than 50, F grade, fail grade. Okay, so if you see, there are multiple alternatives. So what I'm going to do, I am going to get marks as the input from the user. I'm going to get marks as the input from the user. Then if the marks, okay, is greater than or equal to 90, okay, print the grade is yes grade. Some statement, you just print yes. Else if, okay, marks greater than or equal to 80, okay, and okay, and marks less than or equal to 89. In such case, I'm going to print the grade is A grade. Like this, like this. Finally, else if marks less than 50, print, okay, F grade. Like this. Okay. So what happens, if you see, I have so many if else, I have many cases. I'm going to get marks from this input. Say the marks is 95. Okay, it just checks whether the mark is greater than or equal to 90. It prints yes grade. It won't bother about the remaining two. Okay, so that's what this is called, selection logic. This is some flow chart. Okay, after this we are going to discuss about flow chart. You just see, this is the decision box. Okay, this is the decision box. If the condition is met, I'm going to execute module A. Otherwise, I'm going to execute module B. This is the example, flowchart example of double alternate.